Okay, this is a question that's really hard to answer. It's the same question that people asked, over and over again. What music would Hendrix make if he was still alive? What music would this composer make when he was still alive? Honestly, I don't know the question. Like, actually, if Hendrix was still alive today, he probably would still play blues rock, and most likely in that very distinctive style that he did. Now, if Mozart were born today, he would have been a very gifted kid and very bright, and most likely he would grow up listening to hip hop, or he would, listen to something else. And so there's a lot of people out there, new people, brilliant new people, that would potentially not go back and write classical music. It would be different if you asked the question, what if Mozart were still alive today, born in 1700? Excuse me. Obviously that's not possible, but hypothetically, if he would have been able to live like 350 years, he most likely still would make that same music. I mean, that's in general what I've noticed with people that I've worked with in the past. Is like they got really good at certain things, and they kept doing the same thing over and over again. It's really hard to find people that try to reinvent themselves each time. Some artists have been very good at that, and some artists have not. I mean, if you compare, for instance, Radiohead with the Rolling Stones, the Rolling Stones is a band I very much like, don't get me wrong, but they're still doing the same thing over and over again, and they're very good at that, which is like totally fine. Whereas Radiohead is a band that try to invent themselves every time, to do something else, to try something different, and I really admire that. For that matter, bands like U2 have done that for me too, whereas a band as Coldplay, they're kind of somewhat the same where they came from. So, I mean, you might obviously disagree with me completely, but that's what I feel. So it's a very hard question to answer. It's usually easy to pose if you take like somebody who is absolutely brilliant in their time and teleport that person into now, what that person potentially might do. But I don't know the answer to that, like I said, but I do have an idea what potentially would have happened. So I might be totally wrong here, you might be totally disagreeing. If you do, please leave your comments below. But that's what I feel would happen.